The November 2025 Visa Bulletin could reshape countless lives. For thousands trapped in endless backlogs, even a few weeks of movement could mean freedom, family reunions, or long-awaited green card approvals after years of uncertainty. This is not just another monthly chart update, it's a defining moment. The next set of numbers could either unlock long-delayed applications or leave families waiting in limbo through another difficult winter of anticipation. In this breakdown, we'll cover everything you need to know: which categories might move, which countries will stay frozen, and how to prepare before your priority date becomes current. Section 1. The chart that decides thousands of lives. Every month, the U.S. Department of State quietly releases the Visa Bulletin, a document that determines when applicants can finally move forward in the green card process. It's the heartbeat of immigration timing. The bulletin is divided into two major categories: family-based and employment-based visas. Each one is bound by strict annual limits, and because demand far exceeds supply, enormous backlogs have built up over decades. When your priority date becomes current, you can finally file your adjustment of status in the US or continue consular processing abroad. That's why this chart is more than paperwork, it's real life. Section 2. Family-based green cards. Immediate relatives. Immediate relatives of U.S. citizens, spouses, parents, and unmarried children under 21 are always current. This category faces no backlog, meaning applicants can file and move forward without delay. That's one bright spot in a system otherwise filled with waiting. For everyone else, the delays continue: slow, frustrating, and deeply emotional for families separated across continents and years. F1. Unmarried adult children of U.S. citizens. The F1 category moves painfully slow. Over the past few bulletins, we've seen only minimal progress, sometimes just 2 or 3 weeks of forward movement. It's almost motionless. Mexico and the Philippines remain especially stuck, with priority dates crawling forward inch by inch. Prediction: expect minor forward motion in November, but no dramatic breakthroughs are expected for this group yet. F2A and F2B, families of green card holders. The F2A category, which includes spouses and children of green card holders, continues to see modest but stable progress each month. It's one of the few relatively predictable categories. Meanwhile, F2B, for unmarried adult children of green card holders, remains stagnant. India, Mexico, and the Philippines continue to experience the heaviest slowdowns, holding back global advancement. Prediction: F2A moves slightly. F2B stays nearly frozen, showing only small shifts that won't bring major relief this month. F3. Married children of U.S. citizens. The F3 category remains heavily backlogged, often stretching 10 to 12 years. This has been a long-term challenge, especially for high-demand countries like Mexico and the Philippines. For November, don't expect dramatic jumps. Prediction: only a few weeks of forward movement, enough to signal activity, but not enough to significantly shorten the wait for most families. F4. Siblings of U.S. citizens. The F4 category, covering brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, continues to face some of the longest delays in the entire system, sometimes more than 15 years. That's a generation of waiting. Countries like India, China, Mexico, and the Philippines remain the hardest hit. Prediction: only minimal movement, likely just a few weeks forward, keeping this category among the slowest in the bulletin. Section 3. Employment-based green cards. EB1 priority workers. EB1 includes individuals with extraordinary ability, outstanding researchers, and multinational executives. For most countries, it remains current, offering one of the fastest green card pathways available today. However, India and China continue to face high demand. Prediction: November will likely bring slight forward progress or possibly hold steady, but EB1 overall stays among the most favorable categories. EB2, advanced degree professionals. EB2 has shown mixed signals throughout 2025. While the rest of the world continues advancing steadily, India and China are still struggling with significant backlogs and limited available visas. Prediction: India and China will likely see minimal forward movement, just a few weeks at best, while other countries experience slow but continued advancement in the November Bulletin. EB3, skilled workers and professionals. EB3 is unpredictable. Sometimes it leaps forward dramatically, and other times it retrogresses suddenly to manage visa usage. It's the category that keeps everyone guessing. For November 2025, moderate movement is expected for most countries, while India, China, and the Philippines continue to experience heavy backlogs. Prediction: positive but limited advancement for others. EB4, special immigrants. EB4 covers religious workers and certain special categories. Historically, this group has remained stable with very few changes month to month. That stability is expected to continue this November. Prediction: no major movement anticipated. The EB4 category remains consistent and largely unaffected by global visa demand pressures this quarter. EB5, investors. EB5 investors, those investing $800,000 or more in U.S. projects, continue to benefit from a more structured process since the program's reform. Progress has become more predictable and transparent. China and India, however, remain high-demand regions with ongoing pressure on available visas. Prediction: slow but steady movement. No retrogression expected, and no significant surge either. Section 4. What's shaping the November 2025 Bulletin? 3 major forces are influencing how the numbers move this month: processing capacity, policy stability, and global demand patterns among high-volume countries. Let's break those down one by one. First, the Department of State and USCIS have increased staff hiring and cross-agency coordination. More officers mean more cases processed, leading to slight but visible progress across key categories. Second, the policy landscape remains stable. No new immigration legislation is expected before year's end, so there won't be sudden shocks or major disruptions to the monthly visa flow. Third, country-specific demand continues to dominate movement. India, China, Mexico, and the Philippines still absorb the majority of available visas, slowing progress for everyone else across both family and employment lines. Section 5. How to prepare before your date becomes current. If your priority date is close to current, now is the time to get ready. Every document, form, and certification must be in order before your chance finally arrives. Double-check your civil, financial, and identity documents for accuracy. Get your medical exam done early. Ensure your I-485 or DS-260 forms are valid, and confirm your sponsor or employer documents are up to date. And a critical warning: beware of scammers or visa prediction sellers online. The only legitimate sources are the U.S. Department of State and USCIS. Always rely on official information. Section 6. The bigger picture. The November 2025 Visa Bulletin is more than a spreadsheet. It's a reflection of how the immigration system is healing after years of backlog, policy shifts, and processing challenges that affected millions worldwide. For India and China, even 2 or 3 weeks of forward movement can change everything: a window to finally file, adjust, or reunite with family members long separated by bureaucracy. Looking ahead, stability in late 2025 could set the stage for a stronger start to 2026. When the next fiscal year begins in October, new visa allocations could bring a long-awaited reset for many. So stay alert, stay informed, and most importantly, stay ready. When your priority date becomes current, time moves fast, and hesitation could delay everything you've worked for. Final message: your moment is coming. The November Bulletin might be the breakthrough thousands have been waiting for. Whether your date moves or stays frozen, preparation now can make all the difference later. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss another update. Your American dream could be one chart away. Because once your number is called, the clock starts and the future begins.